This is the video tutorial for requesting video conference services in the EMS web app, which is the CU Denver and CU Anschutz room and resource scheduling system. This tutorial will review requesting video conference and webinar services as a part of a room request, adding them to an existing room reservation, when to request a video conference or webinar separate from a room reservation, some reminders, and contact information. This tutorial is specific to requesting video conference services. Please see the full comprehensive EMS web app video tutorial for information about logging in, navigating the site, and submitting room requests. I have logged into my account and I will now demonstrate how to request a room and video conference services together. Click on Create a Reservation and select Book Now next to the template for the room type and campus you would like to request. Enter the date and the time. Remember to include setup and breakdown time in the time of requesting. Click Search. Scroll through the list of available rooms to find a room, or use the search area at the left to filter for room properties. For information about a specific room, click on the room name and review the Features tab to see a list of equipment that is already included in the room. Click the plus sign next to the room to select it and enter the number of estimated attendees. Read any information and dismiss the alert. The room you selected will populate to the top of the screen. Note that if you are making a request for multiple rooms or multiple dates, any services that you request on the next page will automatically add all the rooms and dates. If you don't want to add services to all rooms and dates, you should wait to add those services after requesting the rooms. This will be demonstrated in a few minutes. Click Next Step. This window is now where video conference services can be added to your room request in addition to AV and facility services. We recommend that all services be requested at least 1 week in advance, and video conference services must be submitted at least 48 hours in advance. Review the facility service options and add any that are needed. Please note that AV equipment and support is now located directly above the video conferencing service further down in this list. Answer the questions specific to your video conference or webinar needs. Boxes outlined in red are required. Note that your room reservation may begin earlier than your event to allow for setup. So please indicate the start of the event so that the video conference team can schedule your setup in advance of the start time of your event. Review the terms and conditions. And click the box to agree to them. Select either video conference or webinar. After selecting the item, it will move to the right of the screen under the services summary area. Select additional items in the video conferencing area. Please note that if you have already requested technical assistance or staffing in the AV service area, it does not need to be requested here again. Select any optional add-in items. Read any item notes and provide details if requested. When finished, scroll to the bottom of the screen and enter your speed type in the speed type or billing address field. CU affiliates may enter their billing address in this field instead of a speed type. Return to the top of the page, click Next Step. Complete the reservation details on this page. Fields with red lines are required. Your group name should auto-populate. Select your contact name from the drop-down list, or you can manually enter a temporary contact. Answer the questions by selecting yes or no. Or you can tab into these fields and click Y or N to answer. Note that you may be contacted for more information based on the answers to these questions. The speed type you provided on the previous page will populate in the very last field. Click Create Reservation. The room request will be processed usually within 2 business days, and you will receive either a confirmation email or a notice with more information if the room is not available. All service requests will be processed only after the room is confirmed, and you will receive an email from those service areas directly. Now I will demonstrate how to add a video conference to an existing room request. Go to My Events and select the reservation from the list that you would like to add the services to. At the top right, there is a button that says Add Services. This will allow you to add facility services, AV, or video conferencing. This is helpful if you submit a room request initially and want to add services later, or if your request has multiple rooms and multiple dates, like this one. Click Add Services. Scroll through the menu to select the service to add. Answer the questions specific to your video conference or webinar needs, and boxes outlined in red are required. Review the terms and conditions, and check the box to agree to them. Select either the video conference or webinar item. For the webinar, provide the estimated number of attendees in the special instructions box. Please note that webinars require virtual staffing. The item will move to the right under the services summary area. Scroll down to return to the video conferencing area. Select virtual staffing for the webinar. And add any additional items that are optional. Review the billing information and the speed type. You can update it here. Return to the top of the page and click Next Step. This is where I can choose which dates that this request should be added to. This example, I will only add it to one date. Click Add Services. My request has been added to one booking. Now, underneath the booking area, I can click View Services to see what I've requested. I can also click Manage Services if I need to make some adjustments. Please note that you can edit reservation details, the room or the time or the date using the pencil, or you can cancel using the minus sign. If you need to cancel a full reservation, including all related services, you can do so by clicking Cancel Reservation at the top right. I will receive a confirmation email from the video conference team confirming my additional services. Under Create a Reservation, the standalone virtual-only video conferences and webinars service request template is located at the bottom of the list. This will allow requests for video conference services that are 100% virtual and that do not have an on-campus room reservation. To submit a virtual-only video conference or webinar, click Book Now. Enter the date and time. In the location field, enter where the host will be located. This is often an office or an off-campus location. Click Next Step. Answer the questions specific to your video conference or webinar needs. Boxes outlined in red are required. If you have an on-campus room reservation for this video conference or webinar, you should return and add it to your existing room reservation and not continue with this process. Review the terms and conditions and check the box to agree to them. Select video conference or webinar, and the item will move to the right under the services summary area. Continue to add items as needed. Read any additional information and add special instructions where indicated. Enter your speed type or billing address in the very last field. Return to the top of the page and click Next Step. Complete the reservation details and fields with a red outline are required. Your group name should auto-populate and select your contact name from the drop-down list. Answer any additional questions, and your speed type will populate from the previous page. Click Create a Reservation. Your request will be processed usually within 2 business days, and you will receive a confirmation email from the video conference team. The Site Home tab of the EMS web app has a lot of useful information about the campuses. If you scroll down, you can review more information. There is also additional video tutorials and instruction guides located here. Some reminders. Use the virtual-only video conferences and webinars request template when the activity is 100% virtual and there is not an on-campus room reservation. Remember that video conference and webinar requests must be submitted at least 48 hours in advance. Also keep in mind that some buildings manage their own video conferencing service and support. For example, the CU Anschutz Strauss Health Sciences Library, the CU Denver Business School, and the OIT provided video conference service option will not populate for these buildings if they manage their own video conferencing services. If you have additional questions, here is some contact information. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video tutorial.